So with this project, you're going to want to make sure your water is at room temperature, and make sure to hold your nail polish bottle close to the water or else the drops will fall right to the bottom. Now you just want to swirl the nail polish until it's the design you like, and gently dip your ornament in until all the sides are covered, and you have a beautiful ornament. With this one, as you can see, it got a little dark outside because my water was too cold and it wouldn't come out warm from my sink, so I had a little bit of trouble. So just make sure your water is warm enough. This project is really fun and easy, especially if you have easy access to pine cones where you could just go into your backyard, get some pine cones, and then slap some white paint on them and some glitter, and you have a perfectly cute little snowy pine cone. I decided to make half of my pine cones with white paint and half of them with white paint and glitter, and you can really do anything with these. You can put them really anywhere just as decoration, or you can put them on twine and make it into a garland, which I personally think is the cutest way to decorate with these pine cones. If you have a little extra pine cones, you could just put them anywhere in your house, really. That's what I did. I had quite a few extra that I just placed around my house to make it look more full and more cute and more Christmassy. So really, you can do whatever you want. This project was by far my favorite to create because it gave me so much creative freedom. All you need to do is pick out what colors you think will look best together. Personally, I did really basic Christmas colors like red and green, and then I did some blues, and then I did some silvers and golds, but you can really do anything you want. It doesn't need to be Christmassy because it's an ornament. It's already Christmassy. So just take those colors, break them all in halves. I only used halves of the crayons. And I used a mallet to crush them, but it doesn't really crush them, it kind of just condenses them, so I had to break them apart. And then make sure to use a glove when you're doing this because the ornament will get very hot. So I just put one color at a time in the ornament and I melted the color. And then once it was all dry in there, I put in the next color and then melted that as well. You can melt them together, but just keep in mind that they will mix together. And then right before it dried completely, I put in some glitter so that it would stick to the crayon and kind of mix in with it. And it created this really cool sort of galaxy effect, which I fell in love with. This is a really easy craft if you have some sort of evergreen tree in your backyard. Mine is kind of like a bush and it stays green for a while after you cut them, so I decided to just cut a couple of these branches off. And I did find that it was easier to tie the twine around the candle first and then stick the branches in between the twine and the candle. This is a little more difficult than it seems, but once you mess with it for a while, you can really get it to the way you wanted it to look. And then once I liked how it looked, I just fixed up the bow a little bit and I cut the top of the branches because I thought they were a little bit too long. This one is one of my favorites because it was super easy and I literally just went into my backyard and got a couple twigs and spray painted them silver. There's my dog with some stuff on her face. And then once they dried, I flipped them over and spray painted the other side. Now I'm just taking some measuring tape and measuring the circumference of my candle, and then I'm laying out my sticks to make sure that there's enough sticks to cover the candle, and I could also see how spaced out the sticks would be on the candle. So this part can be a little bit confusing to watch. Either you can try to do what I'm doing, which looks a little bit complicated. It's really not that complicated if you just watch it closely. But you can also just cut a little string and tie it around the middle just like I'm doing right now, but it might be a little bit easy for you to do it that way, and you'll get the same result. So once you have a bunch of those pom-poms done, you just want to cut a wreath shape of cardboard, and I covered mine with some white fabric, which is totally unnecessary. You don't have to do that. I'm just kind of a perfectionist. And then I laid them out to how I wanted them and just started hot gluing them down. And that's about it. It's pretty simple.